Let's say hi to the other guy over here. I hope we get a chance to kick this shit out of that cunt.
There is no protection against malevolent.
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son.
I have found Samuel, your disciple. I am afraid I have bad news.
I already expected the worst. He should already have come back. He is dead, isn't he?
Yes, he is now. The epidemic took him.
Samuel steadily made donations to our cause. He would have rewarded you himself if you'd found me in that awful cemetery. Please accept this money.
Have you recently...
If you propagate the devil's work, you'll perish by the devil's work. Such is the law of the Lord.
Yeah. Alright, we got more talking to do.
Your disciple, Samuel, stole from the dead in Stonebridge Cemetery. I have proof of his crime, and proof of his death.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so zealous. He gave all he had for the cause. He tirelessly preached the good word.
He defiled the dead with his petty thefts. That's how he financed your misguided crusade.
Think what you will. When this city is saved, he will be praised for his devoted fortitude. He walked boldly into the mouth of abomination.
He boldly shoved people into the mouth of him as an abomination.
Your precious Samuel used you. He was an immoral crook.
If that's true, then he will be my burden to bear during this endless night.
Indeed it is endless. It will only end when I go sleep. That's a kind of a jump here, in opinion.
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What did you see there?
I sent him on a vision. A dream of a dreadful and laughing queen covered with blood, sleeping with the dead and feeding on the fear of the dying.
A laughing queen dressed in blood.
The vampire lady we were talking
This
with?
epidemic is her feast, the announcement of her return. Against her, science is no more than a child's toy.
But who is she?
She is the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. She is Babylon, drunk on the blood of the saints.
Okay, I'm guessing that. Remember, I was saying in that note saying about a plague spreader zombie, vampire. Yeah, that's the queen he's talking about, I guess.
Tobias Whitaker, confess why you burnt those people alive.
I have done what no one was ready to do. I will smite the flesh of the unclean to protect the righteous.
You are just another heartless murderer, exploiting the epidemic to kill with impunity.
No! No. The only way to contain the spread is to strike at the source itself. The proliferating sick.
You're not the savior of London. You're just a glorified sadist.
I take no pleasure in this awful cleansing, Dr. Reed. I am only driven by the thousands of innocents I save each night.
Keep thinking I hear something in the background.
I have heard an...
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
She was murdered.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
She died because of me. How do you think I feel?
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What words would you like to say to your poor sister?
I killed you. There's no excuse. My dear Mary. Forgive me.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
There. I confessed to that vicar. Do I feel better? Only time will tell.
He gives a lot of XP. Ooh, cheap and clean. Ooh, get me in there. Guten Tag. You say that as if you'd any. Where the fuck did you come from? Wonder if this guy's named or not. Indeed, as are you. Random peasant corpse. Rogue Scalpelo 2. So, thank you for waiting. I'll be with you momentarily. Ah! If you parry at the right time, you'll just instantly knock them on their ass. Sadly, I don't got the, the timing bug, so... What the hell? Okay, that worked out for me. Ah, shit! At least I hadn't done any damage. If I had, it would have been wasted. Ah. Damn it! I didn't think he was going to say when he's confessing that I killed you. But let's just hope that Vicar takes that as a symbolic, metaphorical thing, like she died protecting him kind of thing, or, it's something else, and it's just a guy speaking out of grief. Okay, brilliant. More mooks around here for me to kill. Don't know about the fight yet. Let's bring it to them. IR Dagon, IR Cthulhu, Cthulhu Fatagan. Oh, nice. Indeed, superhuman reflexes, motherfucker. If he needs good time to regen stamina, try and go for knocking someone down so you can bite him. Because once you do that, you've got invincibility frames and a fair portion of time to actually regen a bit.
I remember you.
For a moment there, it looked like a lich from WoW. That's what I ended up seeing.
Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
You are the land. Is this some, like, nature's revenge plot?
Tell me what you are.
I am the whitened bones and blackened soil. The land made blood, coursing through thy veins.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity?
That or it's just an avatar.
Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
He could be disembodied, or it could just be a mental projection, or it could always be he was appearing there for anyone to see. Maybe within some limitations, but it's just a projection.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned.
But it's a bitch to get out.
By the sacred stone, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
Probably didn't want us to get seen. It's gonna provoke something.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
I know this place means something to you. I have noticed how you suppress your appetite when around the staff and patients.
You need to know you can trust me, Edgar.
I do, dear fellow, I do.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCallum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
Oh, the nice priest guy? Aww. Oh, that's a shame.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks. What on earth happened here?
I think it's meant to go here first. Clyde Fitch presents stories. Fletcher. Small bag of junk. Surprised I don't track more blood around the place.
Oh, Jonathan, I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman. Butchered by some savage scowl.
Can we share this meal?
Yes, and I'm afraid I'm at least partially responsible. The man, the Scowl, I brought him here.
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent, for there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
Have you
What do
killed her?
know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
Well, I was doing that, but then they decided to ignore the restrainment order.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this a sign? A hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Have you embraced this woman? Like the other patient, this Mr. Renfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life, unless they ask.
Uh-huh.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
Thank you, my lady.
Ah, camera. Ooh, yes. I never did upgrade my
Good
guns.
evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still,
What can you tell me about...
someone killed Miss Jones in her room, and Mr. Hampton's gone missing. Doesn't take a genius to piece it together.
You don't seem shocked by any of this.
Why should I be? Whoever did this must be long gone by now. And besides, he got rid of the old bag.
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving the hospital?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it already.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right. We should run away while we can. The question is, where can we go? Where is it safe?
I'd like...
Wise choice, Doc.
I think that's better than the shoddy I have. $220.
Good evening.
Good evening. Wise choice.
$296. Yeah, I could buy this. It's a shame that priest guy is after become. It's a shame he's become a. Whoa. It's a shame he's become a skull, because if he was a vampire like us, then, you know, we could talk him down, you know, we could find some way to work it out. But the only thing we can do now is put him down. Before I engage him, I'm going to have to find a little high, how do you hold to upgrade at? Chaplain. Good for them. A small dose of brisk blood that can be used to create stamina serums for vampires. I don't have any good handles. So no stamina reduction, just damage or blood. Alright. There, that's a lot more potent. Actually, if I'm upgrading guns, then I'll need to upgrade a one-hander to use them with. Alright. Could try and grab one of these. I'm a little hesitant in going balls deep and grabbing an ultimate. Ah, as you spend points, this bar goes up, and that's what levels you. Okay. Big thirst. Sounds like it's fucking drink you get out of a gas station, you know, big gulp or something. Alright, please don't break, please don't break. Sadly, they've gone down to stable. From healthy, they're nearly at sanitized till that happened. Okay, she's got fatigue, he's got fatigue, he's got fatigue, he's got fatigue, 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 fatigue. Everyone's got fatigue. Like, alright. That's only level 8 skull. Huh, really? And this is giving you issue?
Oh Christ! No!
Thank you for dodging into me. Nice.
Sorry, sir, no admit.
Okay, it's still telling me to go find the other guy.
Are you dead?
Gotta go this way.
Watch out! It's fast.
Well, what do you expect? I'm a fucking vampire. Nice swings.
Back, demon! Back!
You have it there, folks. Ford beats God. Nom nom nom.